Okay, without much ado, now I would take the privilege to introduce our host today as a divinely activated soul and energy healer of more than 30 years. Natasha empowers highly committed light workers and spiritual entrepreneurs to clear emotional and vocal blocks, heal deeply, power up, step out of hiding and shine. She is also known for having facilitated healing of pain and imbalances in the body. In 1988, at age 24, Natasha had a mystical experience where her hands and voice were divinely activated as healing gifts. And for the next 12 years, she was mentored by a renowned trance medium in New York City. After overcoming the and beautifully healing a long and painful struggle with childhood trauma, including a heavy stutter and having lost her voice for a year. I can feel that. Her self-worth and confidence trashed. Natasha had spent over 2 decades helping many hundreds through self-empowerment, power voice, and healing workshop in New York City. Drawing on her 20-year career in performing arts, Natasha developed her full body signature system, the vocal gym for public speaking, which has helped hundreds of clients reclaim their voices and transform their lives. So, welcome all, Natasha. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This amazing lady. Over to you,
Well,
Natasha.
thank you, Priyanka, for that warm introduction. Thank you so much. Wow. Raise your hands if you want to feel more confident and better prepared when you speak to your audience. Yeah. And raise your hand if you wouldn't mind connecting with your ideal clients while you get speaking accolades. Awesome. Welcome to the Speak with Clarity and Power and Succeed Masterclass. In the chat, will you share with me just very briefly, where are you from and what do you do? Just a couple of words. Iris is from Australia, yes. Lynn, Florida, humanitarian, connector, yes. Leah, Illinois, artist. Joanne, Chicago, helps nonprofit and association leaders reach new fundraising management heights with their organizations. Wonderful, so powerful. Fiona, writer and artist from the UK. Millie, Washington State. Green Zone Jedi, I love it. Well, I want to acknowledge you for being here today because it takes courage and commitment to carve out time in your busy life to focus on getting speaking better so you can communicate better, and especially since it's the second run. So I thank you so much for not giving up on me and on tech. And Deb says, I live in Connecticut, retired teacher, parent coach. Wonderful. Wow. Nice. Okay. So to be a bit vulnerable with you, even though I have held hundreds of self-empowerment and power voice workshops in New York City, and I had helped hundreds of clients reclaim their voices and really literally transform their lives and their careers. As a preteen and teenager, I had developed a severe, not a light, a severe stutter, which ended with a whole year of not being able to utter even a sentence. Yeah, it was a lot of trauma. And because I dreamed of being an actress and singer, the inability to speak was devastating. Yeah. So even when I started to recover my ability to speak, my voice was still blocked and I had no power, and my singing voice was completely gone. Yeah. So in my desire to recover my voice, I worked with one vocal coach after another, and I'd find a good technique with one, but no one had a real comprehensive answer until I found a coach teaching the bel canto technique, which was adjusted for contemporary singing styles. And it was this technique that finally helped me feel confident in my voice again. Yeah, and then just after a few months, I began sharing what I had learned with other singers as a vocal coach. And while the bel canto technique formed the basis for my coaching, I drew in all kinds of bits and pieces that I had learned along the way. And then one day, I noticed like really an odd change in my clients. No longer were they all singers. I had started attracting high-end business professionals and Wall Street financiers who wanted what I had, to become better presenters at their firms. Yeah. So the vocal gym for public speaking was created to modify my work with singers, specifically for those business people and entrepreneurs who wanted to improve their skills. Now, what I've learned as a light worker and a healer and entrepreneur is that if I can't speak with confidence about what I do, then I don't attract the people who need what I do. Yeah, so and I'll bet that's the same for you. It's true for you as well. No, so let me tell you how I started helping people spread their messages through the power of their voice, amplified by the technique that I teach. Yeah, I was living and teaching voice technique in the East Village in Manhattan with aspiring singers and performers. And one day I noticed that the people coming to me had shifted. Now I was seeing business professionals, Wall Street financiers, real estate brokers, and aspiring young entrepreneurs. They needed what I was teaching: the ability to use their voice to communicate their value. Yeah, it's the ability to use their voice to communicate their value. And that's what we're talking about here today for you. So as you can imagine, I cannot teach you everything I know about powerful and confident speaking in the short time that we have together. So for those of you who are really dedicated to being proficient speakers and spreading your message, I'll share more about how we can continue to work together. Okay, sounds good? Yeah? All right. Now, when I give a speech, I think about the persona of the speech and I put on that public persona, the role that goes with my speech. I become the person who can give this speech authentically. Yes, I'm still me, but putting on the persona allows me to be bigger than myself. Yeah. Now, I believe that every single person here can use their voice to clearly and powerfully communicate to succeed. And in order to do so, you'll need to train your voice and your body as your instrument of expression. So to help you become that, I'm going to invite you to affirm my core message for this day for today, yeah, which is I can speak with clarity and power to succeed. I can speak with clarity and power to succeed. All right, now let's all say this loudly and joyously together. Okay? You can unmute if you want to. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. I can speak with clarity and power to succeed. Let's do that again. Unmute. And I can speak with clarity and power to
Clarity.
succeed.
Succeed.
I would love for you to write in the chat when you think about speaking your message, either to individuals, say when you go to a networking event, or from the stage, or even from Zoom. Where are you now, and where do you want to be in a year? Let's take maybe 30 seconds. Yeah. Okay, Joanne says in 1 year, being sought out to present to boards or leadership of local to national and international associations and nonprofits. That's fantastic. Yeah, go for it. Absolutely. Mm. Anybody else? You don't need to write a novel, just a sentence or two. We leave Fiona the novel writing. Put your hand up if you're still writing. Okay. Millie says, I'd love to be speaking regularly to the audiences who will benefit from my work. Yeah, that's the idea, right? It's fantastic. Great. Deb says, I would like to be able to share my knowledge and experience to support parents. Very powerful. Yeah. Great. Very cool. Yeah, these are great aspirations. Go for it. Iris says, I'm growing my business to become a practitioner in my field and pass and share what I know can help others. Beautiful. Great. Now let's talk about what is it going to take to reach your vision. I promised you that I'd share with you the 4 keys to speaking with clarity and power, and I want to start with this topic. Somebody else? Claudia, hi. To be able to communicate my thoughts in a more confident way. That is also so significant. Yes, because we're utilizing our speech in everyday life. I'm so glad that you pointed that out. Very good. Okay, so like I said, so I promised the 4 keys to speaking with clarity and power, and I want to start with this topic. Yeah. Now you understand that each of these keys could be its own workshop or even a whole course. So today I'm going to give you a brief overview and we can go into greater depth at another time. So the 4 keys are: number 1 key, be the expert. Number 1 key, be the expert. Number 2, releasing your fear of speaking. Number 2, releasing your fear of speaking, or at least putting it in its place, right? Number 3, standing tall when you speak. Yeah. Number 3, standing tall when you speak. And number 4, key number 4, finally, your speaking voice. Yeah. Number 4, your speaking voice. Let's start with key number 1, be the expert. So, what do I mean by being the expert? When you stand up in front of a group to speak, the first question in their mind is, why should I listen to you? Right? So when you stand up in front of a group, you have to establish your credibility on the topic. Who are you? What is your background in this topic? Do you have training or experience? Or have you done the research to be able to stand up and talk about your topic? Of course you do, but they don't know that. So you have to tell them, right? And that's why in your introduction, you or the person introducing you, thank you, Priyanka, has to tell your audience why they should listen to you. Now, remember when we started, Bianca told you that I had taught hundreds of clients how to use their voices as a vocal coach for performers and public speakers. She also told you a bit about my own story, and then I told you a little more. So I've hopefully established my credibility with you. Yeah, but that's not all there is to being an expert. Credibility only takes you so far. You also need to have a well-planned, well-researched, and well-rehearsed presentation. And I wouldn't have needed to say this maybe 2 years ago, but now I really do. You cannot, must not, should not go to your favorite AI tool of choice and ask for the 15 or 20 or whatever minute presentation on your topic. I promise you, your audience can tell. And AI isn't yet where we can safely say it's a great helper. Yeah. So rely on what you were taught in high school or whatever your equivalent is. Write an outline, make sure you have the facts right. And for your first few presentations, go ahead and write out the whole script. Yeah. And then practice it, revise it, make it better. And pro tip, make sure it fits in the time allotted for you to speak. Okay. Now, key number 2, releasing your fear. Many people may experience fear of standing up in front of an audience and speaking. Did you know that fear of speaking in public was among the top 5 fears of people everywhere? It ranks even higher than the fear of dying. Is that crazy? And I would imagine that that fear is somewhere between the back and the front of your mind when you get up in front of an audience. So that's why it's so important to understand how to deal with this fear. And today I want to give you 3 simple strategies for conquering this fear, or at least taming it a bit. Yeah. First, remember that old story about how to get to Carnegie Hall? What is it what they say? Practice, my friend, practice. Practice, practice, practice. Second, realize that your audience wants you to succeed. They want to hear what you have to say, and they're hoping you have a solution for their problem. So you are giving them a gift. Huh? And third, the breathing technique I teach allows you to use your breathing as a focal point to calm your energy and direct it to your audience. And when that happens, the fear dissipates and you get into your speaking and not your fear. Yeah. Let me tell a little bit about my client, Terry. He would get so frightened when he had to present that he literally blanked out as he was speaking. He said his words were so rushed that his audience couldn't understand what he was saying. And after working with me, this is what he said. Let me just pull this out here. As a result of the course, I was able to articulate and enunciate clearly in meetings. I was able to gather my thoughts and overcame not being able to focus on others while delivering my ideas. And now I'm going to share with you one of the easiest of these breathing techniques, so you'll have it when you need it. Yeah. Now, most of us don't think about our breathing as we go through our days. We just do it, right? But here's the thing. When we are nervous, our bodies go into fight or flight mode, and then our breathing gets fast and shallow right up here. And then we talk like a cartoon character like this because it's all squeaky and high. And this is what was happening to Terry. Yeah. So when you shut off that fight or flight response, our voice deepens a bit, slows down, and we can think again. We do this with our breathing. Yeah. So let me show you what this looks like. So you breathe deeply into your mouth, all the way down into your abdomen, really quickly, like pouring water into a jar. Yeah. And then you fill the whole torso with air. So you pour the water in and then you go, bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah. Drop the breath in and then the whole body is filled, the whole torso is filled with air. And with that full breath, you speak, keeping your torso wide and open. Yeah. So let's try that all together. Speaking a tone. Let's just go on ah. Yeah. So everyone, you can turn on your microphone. You can stand up. Don't worry if you feel a little bit silly. This time it'll get easier. Yeah. But just get up and then just drop your breath in. Open up wide. And then with that deep breath, you go, try. Exactly. Exactly. Can you feel it's a lower pitch, right? How that feels because it's more grounded. Yeah. You can feel that openness and that ease, and it takes all the pressure off your throat so the throat doesn't tighten. Yeah. Now let's try the same exercise with the word hello, but keep it still slow and in a monotone so you can feel that gravitas of your breath, and then the voice travels on that breath. Again, big breath in and then hello. Try
Hello.
again.
Hello.
Hello.
Exactly. And again, feel how that feels. Now let's say it faster. Yeah, do the same again. Say that hello more normally. Drop the breath in and hello.
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 Excellent. And now the next time, let's do now a whole sentence. Yeah, that this time around, let's just introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Joanne. Yeah, big breath and hello, my
Hello,
name
my name
is
is Joanne.
Natasha.
Iris.
Yeah, again, big breath and hello.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Joanne.
Iris.
Yeah, exactly. So you can feel. So the next time you have to give a presentation, just give yourself a minute beforehand in the back room. Just drop the breath in, open up your torso wide. Feel that big breath. Use your breathing muscles from your lower back and your belly and speak from that core rather than squeezing and pushing from here. Just this simple exercise literally takes all the pressure off your throat and frees your voice. Yeah. Excellent. Take a sip of your water. Now, key number 3, standing tall to present. Now, if I were to take my place to speak like this, what would you think? Hello, my name is Natasja, and I'm here today to speak about speaking with clarity and power. Are you excited to listen to me? Would you be interested in working with me? It's a redundant question. Not really, right? But if I stood up straight, look you in the eye, use my breath like we just talked about, see the difference. Hello, my name is Natasja, and I'm here today to talk about speaking with clarity and power. Is that more interesting? Are you more likely to listen to what I have to say? Yes? So you see the difference. Our third key is posture. It's one of the big secrets to a charismatic and radiant presence. Yeah, I repeat that. Posture is one of the big secrets to a charismatic and radiant presence. Hey, we're turning to middle school on this one, right? Stand up straight, look at people. You're on Zoom, you're being recorded on video. Look directly into the camera. It makes each person feel as if you are talking directly to them. And if you're in person, you'll need to look directly at each area of your audience. Yeah, in turn, avoid looking over people's heads or picking just one spot and never changing. People see what you're doing and they don't like it. Yeah. But here's the secret. Even if you're speaking, when you're being recorded, just audio, maintain the same posture as if you were in person or over Zoom. It does make a difference in how you sound. Yeah. So how about we try this and you can see how it feels. You don't even need to turn on your radio, your audio, I mean, turn on your radio. You can if you want to, but you don't have to, yeah? So to stand up and let your shoulders hunch over. Yeah, go ahead, stand up, everybody. Yeah, so let your shoulders hunch over, collapse in on yourself. Let your head hang a little bit, like bad posture, right? Look down at your desk or your feet. Pretend you're a little shy, right? And then everybody introduce yourself and your topic, like I just did. Ready? Go.
Hello, my name is Iris, and I'm here to speak to you today.
Okay, now let's try it the right way. Okay, stand up straight, or you can stay seated. It doesn't matter. Put your shoulders nicely back. Open up your chest. Look directly into the camera. Even if it's not on, it doesn't matter. Just pretend, yeah, that we can see you, even though we would like to see you. And take a deep breath like you just did before, all the way down. And then introduce yourself. Ready? And everybody, go.
Hello there, my name is Iris, and I'm here to speak to you today.
Now, did that feel different to you? More energy, more presence, right? You feel like it would be easier to get your message across speaking like this, right? Did anybody have like a huge insight just right now?
Well, I can definitely feel the difference between the confidence and the non-confidence.
Yes,
You know?
immediately it's there. Immediately, your body is such a great tool, a helper. Wonderful. Yes, really. So, key number 4, refine your vocal technique. Just as a musician uses an instrument to convey her interpretation of the music, a speaker uses her voice to entertain, persuade, move, convince, and more in her performance. And yes, speaking is a performance. This doesn't come naturally to us. Conversation may be easy, but getting up in front of an audience, virtually or in real life, isn't something most people know how to do instinctively. Now, as a performer and as a vocal coach, I learned that there were 4 important skills to being a better speaker. These are the skills that make up my vocal gym for public speaking course. Yeah. So here they are. The first is actually core fitness, what you might learn in a Pilates gym, only more specialized. Yeah. It's the whole core, stomach muscles, abdominals, lower back muscles. Yeah. This is because your core muscles need to be strong to support powerful breathing. This takes all the pressure off your throat, like I mentioned already before, and frees your voice, and you develop powerful voice projection that reaches all of your audience. So if you speak to 500 people, even in the back of the room, even, of course, you will have a microphone, but your voice will travel. Okay, it's your energy that you're sending out with your breath. Always remember, your voice travels on your breath. If the breath is stifled, the voice cannot travel, and it's not very charismatic. Yeah, and you want to be a very charismatic speaker. The second piece is body-mind relaxation. Now, this we do to eliminate the jitters that come with stage fright and to present in a relaxed but energized manner that draws your audience in. The third piece is voice techniques for speakers, which includes all of the work of articulation. Now, you may have thought of this kind of exercise when you heard the words voice techniques. And yes, it means moving your mouth and tongue and soft palate, which is the roof of your mouth, which is also a muscle, into all those odd positions. They are funny exercises, but they work to help you get the parts of your mouth that need to be out of the way, and the parts that need to do the work, working right. And finally, we bring all those together and add in all the ephemeral skills of presenting, projecting that you actually care about your audience and your topic. And we show you how to practice all of this together so your skills are the seamless underpinnings, if you will, of your talk. Yeah? So, who would like to hear how the vocal gym for public speaking works? Yes? Okay, great. But first, I'd like to tell you a little background about how it came to be and what it can do for the people who invest in doing the work. When I was struggling with stuttering, and then when I couldn't speak at all, I thought that these challenges might be insurmountable. So I think it might be helpful to share about my client Esperanza, who was struggling with her accent and her confidence, which made her rush through her presentations. And when she first came to me, Esperanza was the America's head of HR for a large global corporation. So she oversaw all of Canada, North America, and South America. And she was skeptical about working with me because she had tried the renowned Berlitz language school as well as Toastmasters. But she decided to go through my vocal gym program because she was in fear of losing her job if she couldn't communicate with her C-suite peers, all the CEOs, CFOs, and her staff, and the entire company. And after a mere 2 sessions with me, she was convinced. She said, I improved more in an hour with you than I did in a month of lessons at Berlin's. That felt amazing, I have to tell you. And recently, she actually sent me an email telling me how much the work we did together changed her career trajectory at her company. And she has continued to thrive and grow as she gained respect and admiration for her ability to hold a room. And she spoke to huge 500 plus people rooms. Yeah. So it's stories like these that give me so much passion for this work. Yeah. So today I've shared powerful strategies to move you closer to sharing your message with clarity and power. But if you want to stand in front of an audience and get them to listen to you, it's going to take more than a 60-minute workshop. Yeah, unfortunately, you're probably not going to be able to grab these techniques out of thin air. It took me years to develop them and turn them into a system that's both easy to learn and increases your effectiveness as a speaker, no matter what message you want to convey or what medium you use to convey it, whether it's a webinar on Zoom or a podcast appearance or speaking live to a room of 500 ideal clients. These techniques work. And 6 months from now, I don't want you to still be struggling with how you sound in a presentation. Yeah, I want your voice to be the powerful instrument it can be so that you can feel confident and inspiring when you share your message and finally get the attention and the sales your products and services deserve. Because let's face it, we're all in the business of selling, right? Whether we run our own business or work for someone else, our performance and impact is based on selling other people on our ideas, our products, or our services. Even if it's not needed in our jobs, influencing others is a part of our daily lives, no? Whether it's our partner or our friends or our children. Our voice plays a significant role in living the life we want to live. And if making more sales through speaking or influencing those around you to your point of view is not important to you, there is no need to consider moving forward. And you're more than welcome to take a break now and rejoin us in a few minutes for the Q&A and then the final and most powerful strategy. But if growing your business or making a bigger impact in your job or getting your kids to take out the trash is important to you, I am addressing you who really want an influential voice in the next month, which is why I created my e-course, The Vocal Gym for Public Speaking. This is a self-paced e-course which demonstrates each and every technique you need to get the powerful speaking voice you want and to put that voice in practice as you develop speeches, webinars, or presentations. We build on the lessons I've taught here today to get you ready to show up as the calm, confident authority you are meant to be. Now, these modules are designed to walk you step by step from beginning breathing techniques to how to use your breath in a full-length speech, maintaining it throughout your talk till the very end, never getting hoarse. Yeah, I've discovered that your dedication combined with my beautifully executed course and support can lead to huge breakthroughs and unprecedented results. At least it has for so many of my clients. And some of my colleagues charge as much as 1,497 pounds. That's around $1,900 for a package of this size. This might sound like a big investment, but there's a huge cost to not being heard. And 1 year from now, if this hasn't shifted, it could cost you thousands because your ideal clients never hear you, right? So this course is usually 797 pounds, which is around $960, because my intention is to make it affordable for you to get the speaking voice you need. But I feel so passionately about the importance of this to you that I'm going to do something that is quite crazy. If you sign up today, I'm going to give you 300 pounds, which is around $380 off, which means that you'll get the entire course for the special price of 497 pounds. That's roughly $630. And as a very special bonus, I would like to offer you a 1-month membership in my Sound and Energy Healing Circle. This intimate group meets every Thursday evening at 4 p.m. till 5:30-ish p.m. Eastern Time, where we are bathed in the otherworldly sounds of the higher beings, providing peace and healing to all who join in. And then the replay recordings are always made available to those who must miss these meetings. Now, do you know how much fast action means to me? Those who hear an offer and know it's for them and enroll immediately. Well, if that's you, I have one more special offer for you. I'd like to offer you an additional 10% off if you sign up within 24 hours of right now. You just enter the code ADD10, so that's capital letters ADD10. Maybe Priyanka can put that into the chat. ADD10, and as a coupon code, and it will subtract an additional $49.70 in pounds, or roughly $63 from the price. So if this is resonating with you, I would invite you to sign up as quickly as possible. Right now, Priyanka is posting the link to the course into the chat. Thank you. And for those of you who will be purchasing the course, I'm so excited that you will be getting this deeper support from me conveniently in your own living room. It doesn't get any better. So I'm going to give you just a few minutes to fill out the enrollment form. And while some of you are filling it out, I am happy to take some questions about the content I taught or about the vocal gym for public speaking. Yeah. I'm happy to answer any or all questions. Who here has a question? Yes, Joanne. Yeah, you can unmute.
There we go. Sorry. Two questions, and thank you so much for all you've delivered so far. One question is back to when you were talking about this being a performance. You mentioned a number of things. You're convincing, you're conveying. I'm looking for what those things were. Maybe we can just touch base afterwards. But
Yeah,
my question is if you have any guidance for someone who has to clear their throat all the time in order to get the speaking.
yes, that could be food that you're eating. Some food creates mucus, like dairy or vinegar. So you don't want to eat any of this before you go on speaking. That could be like where you constantly need to clear your throat. Yes. And then when you're speaking, lozenges is always a good idea. Protecting the throat, drink a lot of water before. Those are little tricks and tools that you can use.
Thank you.
Yeah. My pleasure. Yes, Millie. Yeah.
I missed a couple of notes, and I was wondering if you could just repeat a couple of your things. Number 3, about standing tall. You said posture is the big secret to charismatic, and then I missed after that.
A charismatic and a radiant presence. Yeah. So
Okay.
when you work with a really nice posture, you just exude magnetism and you just attract the audience. It's literally like this. If you walk into a room with your head down and with your shoulders collapsed and caved in, you are energetically repelling people from you. That's why people who are shy, they walk into a party, they won't be able to attract people because just their posture repels people. It's just an energetic thing. Whereas on the contrary, if you're opening up, it's literally you're magnetizing people that they're curious. Who is this? Look at her. She's interesting. She's magnetic. Yeah, it's as simple as that.
That's great. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
And can I ask you one other thing? So on the number 4, the refining vocal technique, I missed number 2 and number 4 on that list that you shared. So I think you said refining vocal technique. I think 1 was core fitness. 2 I missed. 3 was the voice techniques, like articulation, and then I missed number 4. So I missed number 2 and I missed number 4.
So number 1, yeah, is core fitness. So it's the 4 steps in the public speaking course. The number 1, the first step is core fitness. You're building your body like a bodybuilder because you need that support to free your voice. The number 2 is the mind-body relaxation. Yeah, this is an exercise you will learn. It's a whole routine that you will learn that you can do every time before you step out and present or go into a Zoom meeting, so you don't have the jitters. It's first of all, it relaxes your mind, but it's called body breath alignment. You're using your prana, your life force, which is your breath, but it's also your life force, to energize your whole being and to at the same time relax it. And then you're doing certain rotations and jiggles and jumps. So you're loosening up. So you're becoming a conduit for the divinity of yours, of your divine energy, your higher self, to channel through you, because that's what you're doing when you're in the flow. You're not speaking from your mind. If you're very well prepared, which you are, I know you're preparing for a workshop, you know already, you have the content in your mind, but then you let it go. And then you're free, and that's when the fun starts. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm channeling my higher self. I am not speaking from my mind, and that's it. It becomes the vocal gym for public speaking. I have to reiterate that it is a holistic approach, body, mind, emotion, spirit approach for breath, voice, and self-empowerment. You're not just working isolatedly on a voice. You are magnetizing and buffing up and boosting and building your whole beingness. Yeah, so that's the step 2. Then 3 is the voice technique. So these first 3 technique steps are then being combined and added and applied in the 4th step, which is the presentation, where you then will practice how to apply step by step all of these different techniques to the actual presenting. Okay.
Thank you so much for that summary and also going a little deeper on each of those.
Yes, my pleasure, of course.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. And then in the e-course, everything will then be addressed much more extensively. Yeah, so you go more and more in depth.
Natasha, thank you for that. Can you check the discount code, as Mara is stating that the code isn't working for her? It's saying coupon code is expired.
Is it add 10? It says it's expired. Ah.
Is it case sensitive, as Millie is
No,
suggesting?
that's the correct one. Then I apologize, and I um will have to ask you to hold off to this till tonight, and I will quickly communicate with my wonderful star sister who is doing my tech, and she will correct that. Yeah, this is the correct code. But there must have been, it's, what can I say? It's Mercury retrograde, and it has not been, I don't remember a time where Mercury has so messed with, at least from my end, with technology in the last 2 weeks. It's just very, very, yes. But yes, this is the correct code. So if it does not work right now, who is it? Is it Mara? It's Mara. Yeah. Mara, I'm going to ask you to hold off till tonight and then go in again, and then it should be working again. We're going to fix it. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, wonderful. So these were really, really great questions. Thank you so much for asking all of these. So I have one last thing to teach you, and that's about how to get the best results out of this, or really any other training you take. So most people never get present to how important it is to get a result like being able to give a presentation like this one to people who really need to know the information. And because of that, they often go through the motions, and mostly they fall into the trap of winging it, never really learning the skills that would make a difference to their presentations, or watching a few YouTube videos with half-hearted commitment and wonder why they aren't getting the traction they want. That is why so many people actually stay afraid of speaking, because they don't have the skills that get people to listen. Because they're half in and half out, lukewarm, maybe someday I'll get some training, practice my speaking, develop my voice, right? When they fail to make a dent with their speaking, which they almost inevitably do, it's not that there was something wrong with their message. It was their half-hearted, maybe someday energy that had them fail. So that's why this last strategy is the most important strategy, which is the power of commitment. I repeat, the last strategy is the most important strategy. It is the power of commitment. Every single one of my clients who became a powerful and effective speaker was very committed, driven even. It didn't happen by accident. It wasn't luck. It was the bold, unwavering, unstoppable commitment. I can quickly share. One of my clients was a very well-known celebrity makeup artist. He put the makeup, the faces on all the fashion models. And he happened to have lived just around the corner, very conveniently, in the East Village in Manhattan, where I lived. So he signed up for me. This man came several times a week for several weeks because he was preparing to sell his own makeup line on the QVC shopping channel. So he was so confident with the models, but just the thought of being on television and then having to put on makeup and speaking and presenting at the same time, it freaked him out. It was so adorable, really. So what this man did, he came in every session with his whole makeup kit, had me sit down in the chair, and I had to then coach him seated in the chair while he was putting on makeup on me. Now, this was incredible. And he was so successful. He was so, so successful. Yeah. So I like to share this because it's a perfect example, no? But we're all human. We all struggle to fully commit ourselves to what is most important to us, no? So would it be okay if I shared with you about a time in my life where I was scared to commit to playing on a bigger stage as both a healer and a vocal coach? Yes? Okay, thank you. A while back, I was faced with a decision to commit to building a global practice or to keep going the way I was going, half into my business, but save in my job. I knew I couldn't get there the way I was going. I needed help, but I didn't feel like I had the money. I didn't feel like I had the time. I was afraid it wouldn't work for me. And I was scared to believe in myself. And I knew I'd have to deal with technology. And I didn't think I could do it. Yeah. And underneath it all, I wondered the biggie, if I was worth it. Yeah. But I did commit. I committed to getting the support I needed to break through to the other side. And it wasn't cheap. And I had to find the time. And I had to believe in myself. And I had to do all the computer things. But it was so worth it because I would not be where I am today here without the support I invested in. Yeah. So that's why I have a question for you. On a scale from 1 to 10, how important is it to you to share your message with the world? Just think. Now, if you check in with yourself and come to the conclusion that your commitment level to attracting your ideal clients through speaking is a 7 or lower, I would ask yourself a question. Is your commitment level on the lower side because you don't think it's possible for you to be the speaker you want to be? Or is speaking just not that important to you right now? If convincing audiences to work with you is just not that important to you right now, I would recommend not signing up for the vocal gym for public speaking because I found that it's nearly impossible to get results in an area that is not really important to you. Instead, I would focus your attention on strengthening another area of your life. Yeah. But if it is important to you to be convincing and powerful as a speaker, you just don't believe it's possible for you, then I would invite you to borrow my confidence in you until you find your own. And I would be happy to work with you on this. Yeah. So if your commitment level is an 8 or higher, you can trust that your commitment will drive you to get your results. Yeah. But it's not going to happen by accident. So I would invite you to purchase the Vocal Gym for Public Speaking and dive into the modules and practice, practice, practice. You might not get to Carnegie Hall, but you will be a better speaker. Yeah. And if you're not sure how committed you are, I invite you to get as sure as you can before you leave. And I'm happy to stay and chat with you for a few minutes. And I am not attached to whether you purchase or not. What I really care about is that you boldly commit to something, because maybes attract maybe results. And this is your life. It's not a dress rehearsal. Yeah. I want you to live an amazing life filled with amazing success. So thank you so much for your attention. I hope this has been very valuable for you. And Priyanka is going to drop one more time the link to purchase the e-course into the chat again. Again, my apologies that the Add 10 is not working right now. If you want to purchase it, just wait a few hours. We're going to fix it, and then you can go in and you can get it. Yeah. Oh, my pleasure, Millie. Thank you. And I can't wait to see you in the healing circle. For those of you who are ready to go to the next level, Priyanka is going to put really quickly that link in too, where you can sign up. So that's the Vocal Gym for Public Speaking course. So that's the weekly Zoom sound and energy healing circle. Priyanka, if you could just quickly put it in, please. Thank you. There it is. Great. Thank you so much. Yeah. So this is an ongoing, it's a wonderful maintenance, spiritual and energetic maintenance for us light workers. Oh, my pleasure, Iris. I'm very, very glad. Mara, thank you too. So yes, so all of you, I thank you so much for having been here, having given me your time. Thank you, Joanne. Wonderful. Yes, we're finishing now. So bear with us. We're gonna fix the at 10. Give us a few hours and then go back in. Yes. Have a great rest of your day. And anybody who has any last questions, I'd be happy to stay on for another couple of minutes. Otherwise, I thank you so much and bye-bye.